If you guys saw Jose, just a standard picture of Jose, you wouldn't necessarily think that he's deadlifting 440 pounds.
I'm 5'5", guys.
This is no fucking joke. You have it on TikTok. He's got these deadlift videos on TikTok, and he'll occasionally tag me, and I'm just like, holy Jose, that's crazy, man.
You're listening to the premier podcast for men who want to not only be better with women, but want to be better men in general. This is the Come On Man podcast. And here's your host, Paul Bauer.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Come On Man. If you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, hit those notifications. You know what to do. Drop a comment. Any comment will do. Your favorite emoji. If you guys are watching during the premiere on Monday, sound off in the live chat. You know, sometimes I'm in there while I'm editing videos and stuff like that. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description. If you guys send a super chat, I won't be able to show it because this isn't live. But if you send a super chat during these episodes, I'll be sure to give you a shout out on social media. Get on the email list.comeonmanpod.com. I will send you some free stickers, right? If you like those stickers, they're also available as merch as well, merch.comeonmanpod.com. This one's not available as a sticker. Oh, you know what? I just ordered some Rule Zero stickers to add to this freebie giveaway. So those haven't arrived yet, but if you sign up for the email list in the upcoming weeks, it'll be available. Just keep an ear out for that. But otherwise, if you get on the list now, you get a free PDF with 20 dating app openers that are guaranteed to capture a woman's attention in the first 7 words, which you need because women are looking at messages through the preview pane. So get on the email list and you can get that PDF. Check out my Practical Law of Attraction course, loa.comeonmanpod.com. I've gotten nothing but great feedback on it. It's a mindset course, and once you get your mind right, everything else tends to fall into place. And if you join the Patreon, you get it for 25% off for the rest of the month. Is this going out? I'm looking at my, let's see here. Oh my God, today, if you guys are watching this is July 31st. This is the last day to get it for 25% off. Okay. This is the last day. All right. If you guys are listening to this on Tuesday, you missed the boat. You missed the boat. You guys waited too long. But either way, get on the Patreon, right? Because I offer monthly happy hour hangouts for tier 1 and above, and exclusive access to my group Telegram group, my private Telegram group. And that's for tier 1 and above as well. If you guys want some kind of one-on-one coaching, that's tier 2 or tier 3. Tier 3 is full. So, but there's still 2 seats left in tier 2. But most people, if you just want to do the happy hour hangout, right, which is a good place for guys to get together and just talk about guy stuff. A lot of guys don't have that as an outlet. I'll play a commercial for that. But before I do, let me tell you about my guest this week. My guest this week is my 3% brother from Chile. His name is Jose Sfeir. So, mind the accent. Actually, his English is pretty damn good. He's pretty self-conscious about his English, but it's really good. It's really good. He has his own podcast. I don't know if he's been on it in a while. It's called 1% Better. Whatever. I think it's like uno porcento mejor or something like that. I don't speak Spanish. And he's also like, his story is actually pretty funny. He's one of those guys too that loves wrestling and MMA. And he tags me in every goddamn like WWE post, every WWE meme or whatever. And sometimes like I can't watch a pay-per-view right away and he'll like tag me in something and totally spoil it for me. But I love him. He's got a good story. It was fun catching up with him. I'll bring you that right after this, but let me play you this. So this is a TikTok. I played it last week, right? This is a TikTok I made to promote the happy hour hangout, right? And it really gets to the core of what I'm trying to do. Okay. A lot of guys, they just have no outlet to talk to other guys, right? A lot of guys don't have any good guy friends, and it's so important for our mental health. So let me play that. There's no real good calls to action that makes sense in YouTube or podcast format. So just remember to go to patreon.com/comeonmanpod to sign up. The link's also in the description. So let's check this out. Men need other men. Men need a good group of other men that they can go to when they have problems. A lot of men don't have this available to them. They dump all their problems on their wife or their girlfriend. and their wife or their girlfriend ends up leaving them eventually. That's because these women start to lose attraction for these men. Despite what women say, women don't care about men's struggles. Women think they care, and they may even want to care, but biology won't let them care. That's why I offer a monthly happy hour hangout for men to get together and talk about guy stuff. It's a place where men can get together and get stuff off their chest without having to worry about offending women, because women aren't invited. Join my Patreon now. The link is in the bio. If you've been looking to connect with other like-minded men, here's your shot, brother. Here's your shot, guys. Like I said, the link is in the description, or you can go to patreon.com/comeonmanpod. That's patreon.com/comeonmanpod. And here's Jose. All right, returning to the podcast is mi hermano de otra madre, my 3% brother, Jose. This is his third time on the podcast. What's going on with you, cabron?
Oh man, I mean, I'm really excited to be here. It's been a while without me appearing here. I've seen your growth. I follow you on social media of what you're posting, and I want to shout out the title as well of the Manosphere title.
Oh, you want a shot? You want a shot?
I want a shot of the title.
You want a shot at the World Manosphere Championship?
World Manosphere Championship.
But you're gonna have to get in line, cabron. Glenn Lawrence is the number one contender right now, and there's a whole bunch of jabronis that are lining up for them, man. Everybody wants a shot at the title. Everybody wants a shot.
This is the main event. This is the main event, bitches.
It will be. It will be. God damn.
No, I mean, for those who don't know, my accent sounds really weird because, well, I'm not American. My English is actually my second language. I'm from Chile. For those who don't know, it's a small country. Well, it's a long country down South America. And as well, it's a shit show, just like every country. But life is good, man. I can't complain.
Can't complain. No one cares anyway.
Yeah.
So first question, Jose. At the time of this recording, WWE's Money in the Bank was on last night. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Did you? Oh man, I wanted LA Knight to win that so bad, dude.
Yeah,
The crowd did too. The crowd was fired up, man. But no, they're pushing Damian Priest. They're pushing that jabroni. Actually, I like Damian Priest too, but
I don't complain. He's Latino as me, so W Latinos, I guess. but I mean, I don't complain because I don't get, well, I do get, but it's kind of interesting the fact that LA Knight is so hot, man. So fucking hot. I mean, he has a mic, like his mic is beautiful, man. The way he talks, the way he trash talks, I mean, it's beautiful, man.
Did you watch him when he was in Impact Wrestling?
No. I just realized. I mean, I recently just watched videos of him in Impact. I mean, it was a wasted opportunity for them. He could be like the next Rock or Steve Austin there. But well, Impact's gonna impact.
Well, Impact did. Let's see. They made him the King of the Mountain champion at one point, and
relevant title.
And he never had the world title there though.
He was the world champion, but as his word, because he was interviewed by Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah,
I don't know how to say his name.
Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah, and he said that. I mean, it was I would say a goal, but 3 people were watching the show, so it's like a nothing championship.
But it was he was so good. He was so good in Impact, and he was essentially the same character. If you guys didn't know this,
yeah.
In Impact Wrestling, he was Eli Drake. Yeah, like this. He was the same guy. But and then when they brought him to NXT, they changed his name to LA Knight, which kind of pissed me off because I hate that WWE does that. But he's the same character. But then when they brought him up to the main roster, they made him Max Dupree or whatever.
Yeah,
and that just killed his momentum because he was. Thank God that Triple H took back over creative and just like said, wiped out all of Vince's bullshit and brought him back. That was awesome.
Well, Vince. He's still in charge.
Oh, I know. Yeah, but did you hear?
Yeah.
Did you? Was it you that tagged me in the article about how Triple H and Shawn Michaels are getting around Vince's bullshit?
I mean, Triple H he started booking by learning from Vince because he Triple H has his first mistakes was, for example, bringing Sin Cara.
Mhm.
He never adapted to the WWE system,
Yeah.
and I mean, Triple H he knows Vince for like forever, so maybe he knows because even you have watched the interviews. Some wrestlers know how to convince Vince how to do
Yeah.
stuff. You know, for example, Jericho. There is an interview of Cody Rhodes. I mean, he's an amazing storyteller. Teller.
Mhm.
He was telling a story about how Rey Mysterio wanted to work with him, and
Yeah.
like he was like Cody was pitching ideas to Ray, and then Ray went to the office, slammed the door. Hey Vince, I want to work with Cody. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Certain wrestlers know how to work with Vince, but man, like so when Triple H and Shawn Michaels were in charge of NXT, they had some of the best fucking matches. Like NXT for a while was
Mm.
WWE's best product, you know. And then what then Vince stepped away and Triple H and HBK took over like all of creative.
Well.
And the main roster started getting really good. Then Vince came back. Now, Vince started interjecting his bullshit again, right?
Mhm.
This is recently. So
Mm.
the article I read says that what Triple H and Shawn Michaels are doing now is as soon as they come up with they're booking long term. Like they're
Mhm.
smart bookers, you know what I mean? They know how to draw out a storyline long term. And Vince
Mhm.
changes things like on a whim. And
Yeah.
so what they're doing now is when they come up with a storyline that's long term, they'll go to marketing and say, make a promo for this and put it on Raw tonight, right? So as soon as WWE announces that this is going to happen, this is scheduled for the future. Vince is less likely to change it once it's been announced to the public already. And so that's how Triple H and Shawn Michaels are keeping Vince from fucking everything up.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, well, it's genius. It works. But HBK is in charge of NXT right now.
Is he's in charge of NXT? I haven't
Yeah.
watched NXT since so at one point they were both in charge. I mean, Triple H was in charge, but HBK was like his right hand man.
Mm.
And then Vince decided to take over NXT,
Yeah, because why the hell no?
right? And it became NXT 2.0, and it
Yeah.
was fucking lame. And I
Well,
quit watching it after that.
it was built around Braun Breaker.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I quit watching that shit. I quit
Uh,
watching NXT. But once Vince stepped away and Triple H was announced to be like head of creative, I was like, okay, I'm back in. Because for a while I just stopped watching WWE altogether. AEW storylines were better. And then AEW storylines started getting trashed, and I just stopped watching all wrestling
mm.
for a couple months. But so anyway, getting back to some Money in the
So the
Bank.
topic of today.
So no,
It's
well,
not wrestling, guys.
to Money in the Bank though. So you watched already. Well, I guess I can't spoil it for you, man. I guess I can't spoil it
No,
for you. And for you
no,
guys watching on
because I'm
YouTube,
the tribal chief.
let me tell you something about this hijo de puta. He spends all day tagging me in various wrestling memes or videos, and oftentimes they contain spoilers for pay-per-views that I haven't watched yet. Because
Your Honor, I play
sometimes
the fifth.
there's pay-per-views that I'm like, I'm gonna wait until it comes out, and then I will acquire it by other means. I'm talking about BitTorrent. Anyway, I acquire it by other means, and I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I didn't watch it live, and this guy's already tagging me and stuff. And then as soon as I open up like what he tags me, and I'm like, fuck, there's a spoiler. God damn it. So what check this out. Check this out, okay? Fun plans this weekend, man. I have some fun plans this weekend. Nurse Chick and I are going motorcycle riding. We're going to catch up on WrestleMania and the last week of Raw and SmackDown since we've been avoiding spoilers like I got this friend in the 3% Brotherhood. His name is Jose. And he's more of an MMA fan than a wrestling fan, but he likes wrestling too. And
I like both.
He sends me
actually.
every goddamn wrestling meme out there. He tags me in every goddamn wrestling post. So I've been like, anytime I get a notification that he's sending me something or tagging me something, I'm just like, I'm avoiding it like the absolute plague. And Jose, if you're watching right now, F you, buddy.
F you too, buddy. F you too, buddy. F you too, buddy. I tell you right up front, F you too, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I posted that. I think I said that during a live stream around WrestleMania time, and I tagged you in it and stuff.
Yeah, I laughed my ass off. I mean, it was really funny. I mean, most of the people I know, I share on my social media, but most of the people I know don't speak English, so they didn't understand what happened. But to me, it was hilarious, man.
I hope you're proud of yourself. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, so proud.
This guy, he tells me when I asked him to come back on the podcast, and he's like, I'm pretty busy and all this stuff. I'm like, dude, you seem to have plenty of time to tag me in every fucking wrestling meme there is.
Priorities, man. Priorities.
So Jose, the last time I had you on was to talk about The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. Fantastic book. I highly recommend it. And you were the one that actually recommended it to me. And you're working on building a business right now, correct?
Yeah.
What does your business do?
Well, basically, I mean, here in Chile, we have
wait a second. Is someone stealing a car there?
Welcome to Latin America, kids.
Look at that. Do you hear that?
Welcome to Latin America, kids.
People are just stealing shit out there. Okay. So you're building a business right now. Is it the car theft?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we no. I basically sell courses. I mean, we have a model here in Chile. It's called capacitaciones. Basically, it means like learning a trade. Okay. In which, if you get a government certification, a company, for example, wants their teach some skills to their workers, they can go to one of those institutes that have this government certification, and they can lower their taxes. For example, I sell our course for, I don't know, $500. The company pays, for example, $100. The government puts the other half, the rest of the money, and then this company has their employees with a certification, with a skill, with a trade, and the government, that company can lower their taxes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I do. Basically, I sell courses to simplify.
And you sell for $500?
Well, no, like I mean, I don't want to do the conversion, but it's like $200 more or less.
About $200. Okay.
Yeah.
So $200 American. Okay. All right. I'm just curious about that. I have a course too. Did you know that? I have a course too. Yeah. It's a practical law of attraction course.
Really?
Anyway,
can you explain it, please?
Well, yes. I'm glad that you asked. This is a mindset course. This is a mindset course. It teaches guys how to take a look at their results in life. Okay. And then we find that our actions create our results, and our actions are created by our thoughts, by our paradigm. And if you're not getting the results that you want in your life, you got to reverse engineer that and change your thoughts, change your paradigm. That will change your actions, which will change your results. And I teach people how to do that in my course.
Really? Really?
Because you're goddamn right. That's true. That's a fact. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about.
It's true. It's damn true.
It's damn true. So let me ask you about your business. Do you follow the sense model from MJ DeMarco, Millionaire Fastlane?
Oh, I mean, right now for those who don't know, the sense model is control, and I forgot the rest.
I got it right here. It's control, entry, need, time, and scale.
Time and scale. Thank you, Mr. Paul.
Yes.
I mean, right now I'm the only one. I mean, entry, the certification and the whole paperwork it needs money,
Hmm.
but there is a need, but right now the economical situation here in Chile, well, in the whole Western world is like it's like crap,
Hmm.
and time. Well, I'm still working, trying to remove myself from the business. It's a little hard, because I'm just starting. But let's see what happens, man. I mean, right now I'm enjoying the ride. It's a roller coaster. I mean, some months I'm losing money, but I'm really enjoying the ride, man.
Yeah, do you there's a guy in the space, he goes by King Dre. Are you familiar with Dre? King Dreism
King
or
Dre,
Captain Save a Bro podcast?
he's a black guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I say black guy?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Ah, yeah, okay. I think I've seen a couple of videos of him.
Okay. Yeah, one thing I was watching a video of his, and he was talking about when you're an entrepreneur and sort of doing the hustle economy, which a lot of us in the men's space podcast space are. We're
Mm,
basically selling courses and selling merch, and like that's
mm,
how we make money. And he was saying like there's months where you do really great, and then there's
mm,
months where like you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna be behind on rent and stuff.
mm,
But it's all a matter of when you have like when you have feast or famine type months, like
mhm,
you when you have like feast months, you have to sock away for months that when you're gonna have a slow month, and it's just
mm.
about planning ahead better, but you can make it work and you have more
Yeah,
freedom.
yeah. I mean, I haven't seen that kind of video, but that's the kind of approach I have. I basically really, uh, like a really. I mean, my focus when I do something about money is austerity. I mean, I can have money, but with time, because in the past, I used to have. I mean, I used to. It's a long story, but when I have money, I try to keep it safe as much as possible.
Hmm.
So in times like, for example, you have famine,
Yeah.
use that kind of money that's saving to say, okay, keep moving, keeping the cash flow.
Yeah.
So I try to be as disciplined as I can be with money, because, well, sometimes you have, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a struggle for a lot of people. I think that's what keeps a lot of people from trying to be entrepreneurs. They just want that security of
Mm,
a paycheck, but that
mm.
that security is really
It's a myth.
disguised. It's
It's a
really
myth.
disguised
It's
slavery.
a
You know what I
myth.
mean? Yeah.
Mm. It's a myth. I mean, I prefer freedom rather than security.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's really the guys that are really successful in entrepreneurship, like they embrace it. That's what I would say. So two things that are challenging for me in the podcast space when it comes to the sense models are the first two: control and entry.
Mm,
Right? Because control, I don't have control over the podcast platforms. Because I'm
mm,
on Spotify, I'm on Apple Podcasts, I'm on Google Podcasts, I'm on YouTube,
mm.
and at any given moment, the tech companies could all get together and pull an Andrew Tate on me and be like, we don't like what Paul's saying. We could pull him off. So the way I'm combating that is with my email list. I'm
Mm,
trying to get people on the email list so that way, if something like that major happens, like it happened to Alex Jones,
mm,
he's just like he has a massive following anyway. He
mm,
just moved everyone to his website and he controls
mm,
his website.
mm,
So that's how I'm trying to overcome that is with my email list. And then as far as entry, there's zero barrier of entry for
yeah.
people starting a podcast. So entry is something that is hard to deal with. So what I'm trying to do is just provide a superior product and then be
Mm,
more consistent than
yes.
most people out there.
I mean, yeah, you have been really consistent. You have the episode, then you have the live, then you have other stuff going on. So, I mean, if you have the time to do it, because you still have your job, right?
Yeah, but see, have you read 4 Hour Work Week?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I haven't finished, but I know
You
more or
know the
less what it's
concept.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, I read 4 Hour Work Week, and a large part of the beginning of the book is how to convince your boss to work remotely from home.
Mhm,
That way, you can work from home, and then you have more freedom, right?
mhm,
You can because if you think about it, when you're in an office,
mhm,
a large part of your day isn't real work. It's
mhm.
it's it's busy bullshit because they
Yes.
have to justify you being there for 8 hours.
Mhm,
So there's a lot of bullshit meetings that don't need to
mhm,
happen. There's a lot of water cooler talk. There's a lot of like distractions. But when you really get down to it, like you probably only work like a couple hours a day,
mhm,
like real work. So if you
mhm,
can get out of the office and go work from home, you can knock out the stuff that has to be done relatively quickly.
mhm.
And then you have a lot more time to work on shit you actually care about. So,
Yes, yes,
so,
but you have to be disciplined though.
oh, you have to
You
be
have
very
to be
disciplined. Yeah.
disciplined because it's really easier to procrastinate in your inside your home. It's easier to procrastinate.
Yeah. True.
So
I live and die by my calendar. That's how I'm able to get stuff done.
no,
It's
you can
still
do it, but
clearer.
some
Yeah.
people they can't.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have to if you want to do it, you have to be really disciplined. If you don't have the discipline, go to the office, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true. But, so yeah, so I have a lot of time during the day because I look at my calendar and I go, okay, this is what I need to get done today for my day job,
Mhm,
and I knock that out. I'm like, these are the meetings I have to attend, and
mhm,
then I have a lot of time, man. I have a lot of time otherwise to go for a run in the middle of the day. I
mhm.
can go and do my DDP yoga. I'm doing DDP yoga right now.
Oh yeah,
I fucking love it. I'm doing that.
amazing.
I can, edit a video clip, from
Mhm,
my podcast episode and stuff like that. I have time. I have time to do that kind of stuff. I try not to book too many podcast interviews in the middle of the day because people still need to be able to contact me during the middle of the
mhm,
day. And as long as I'm available for instant messenger or emails,
mhm,
like they don't really care what I'm doing. So I still try to book,
mhm.
podcast interviews in the evenings and stuff like that outside of
Yeah.
work.
Besides,
But
you have to watch the wrestling memes that I tag you.
right. I have I
Yeah,
have all
yeah,
day to do that. Yeah, I have all
yeah.
day.
You have to do it. I mean,
So
it's in the constitution.
that's right. That's right. So so Jose, so
Please.
changing topics here, but speaking of books, right? So we're talking about Millionaire Fastlane. You're a 3% brother. Are you still periodically reading How to Be a 3% Man?
Oh man, I mean, I was like in 11th time, and I haven't listened it because I have it on my phone,
Uh-huh.
but I haven't listened to it. Every once in a while, I get back to Corey's videos. I mean, recently he had, I mean, oh man, Corey, if you're watching this, please
He
stop
doesn't
your
watch this.
10 minutes introduction, please. Because he started like making the whole video, the whole 20-minute video. This is my rant. It's
Okay.
10 minutes introduction of whatever bullshit is going on with politics or whatever. And then the topic of the video.
Mm,
But sometimes he has avoided that. Sometimes he has shorter videos with no introduction, just straight to the email.
yeah.
But I mean, every once in a while, I watch. Well, your videos help a lot, and there is actually a small, we could say, red pill community is starting in the Spanish language community in the Spanish language space on TikTok. Some people still on the red pill rage stage. So
Yeah.
I mean, recently there is a period of discussion about the wall because people say that we both know, and you that listen to this podcast know what is the wall. Is that when women uh, they start to get a certain age, they realize they are not as attractive as their younger self. That's
Hmm.
how you defined it.
It starts up here. It's a mental
Yeah,
state.
it's a mental space.
Once they realize it and they start
Hmm.
like all of a sudden it hits them like a
Yeah,
wall.
like
But
a
it's not
wall.
necessarily that they're unattractive, because there's
Yes.
there's there's women that are still attractive in their
Hmm.
40s and 50s that
I think they
they
call it
just realize though
coolers.
that they can't compete with the younger women, and
Oh,
and
of
and it,
course.
and it, and
And
it
that's we all agree. That's a sensible approach. Doesn't mean they're unattractive. Doesn't mean nobody wants them. It's just they're not as attractive as their younger self,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And some people they started saying like, and this is funny. Ah, but if you were a bad woman during your 20s, when you hit 30, you're not going to be attractive. What?
That's not necessarily true.
Ah,
Yeah, that's
man.
necessarily true. Yeah.
Oh man, and there is a discussion. I mean, so I try to get the positive. I mean, I'm trying to do an introspection. I try to see myself. So I try to get the positive of this method. I try to and avoid and clean up the negative. I still have this. I think when Robert Glover, the
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Robert Glover, appeared on your podcast, he said that let go of superficial beauty,
Yeah.
and I still have this tattoo on my forehead. Get
Yeah.
let go of superficial beauty, because you have to realize that how the woman you have in front of you is treating you. Is she displaying high attraction? Is she displaying low attraction? Is she playing games? Is she, you know? So it's up to you to let go of good people and bad people. Let go of people who are worth your time and people who are not worth your time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a struggle for some guys. In fact, I have an upcoming recording
Oh, spoilers.
scheduled with 3% brother Ryan, the tattoo
Ryan
artist.
Kaufman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm going to have him on the podcast here pretty soon. He was supposed to record with me tomorrow at the time of this recording, but we're going to talk about how like he's so tired of these like really hot girls flaking and how flaky women are. Then that motherfucker flakes on me. Can you believe that guy? He flakes on me and says, "Oh, I can't do it. I forgot I have X, Y, and Z going on. Can we push this back?" And I go, "Are you flaking on me, you son of a bitch?" And he goes, "Oh, I guess it's rubbing off on me." But yeah, so
When
but we're going to talk about that. And one of the things that I plan on bringing up is basically what I learned from Dr. Glover, and essentially it comes down to this: a 7, right? A 7 on the beauty scale with high interest is way better than a 10 with low or mediocre interest any
yes,
day of the week.
yes,
She will treat you like an
like a
absolute
king.
fucking king,
Yes.
And when you realize that the superficial beauty is it for one, that's fleeting. That will go away in a couple of years. She's only got so much time with that
Mhm.
beauty. And but a woman with like really good heart that is
Good,
super
good
interested with
values,
you,
good
good
attitude.
values, yeah, they'll treat you well, that's going to last a lot longer,
Mm,
but like bitchy and an attitude of just disagreeableness that
mhm.
lasts forever, man. And
I think.
one thing too I will say is that there are women out there that are fucking hot that weren't always fucking hot, right? They might
Mm,
have been my ex-wife was like this for
mm,
one, right? My ex-wife in high school and in middle school was an absolute fucking nerd, right? If you see old pictures of her, she had these like thick bottle cap glasses and stuff. But when I met
mm.
her, she was a perfect 10. She was a knockout,
Beautiful.
but she was humble because of her experience as an ugly duckling, and
Mm.
Nurse Chick is I'm going to be honest. Nurse Chick was the same way. Nurse Chick, she's been on her own journey, but now she's a fitness competitor.
Yes,
She's
I've
hot, and
seen the pictures.
she is never I've never had a woman treat me as good as Nurse Chick in my
Beautiful. I mean,
life. Yeah.
I like when you post your date updates with Nurse Chick. I
Hmm.
mean, it inspires me because I remember most of the red pill coaches or influencers or whatever they say don't date women with tattoos. Well,
Yeah.
Nurse Chick has a full sleeve.
She does.
How does
Yeah.
she? Tell me, Paul. How does she treat you?
She treats me great. Yeah. In fact,
Yeah.
yeah. Yesterday on Twitter, some douche nozzle I posted a picture because she and I went to a baseball game on Friday, and I posted a picture of that, and she has her full sleeve tattoos, right? she was also wearing this cleavage shirt that was fucking, you know. And normally when we go out in public, if she has the cleavage shirt, she's got a special like undergarment that she wears that sort of makes it a little more appropriate out in public. So she's not just giving everything away. Out of respect for me, she does that.
Okay, she doesn't give away the goodies.
But she brought that shirt and she forgot that undergarment, and she's like, "I'm so sorry, but is this okay? Is this acceptable? I'll change." And I was like, "No, let's show that off, right?" So we went out to the ball game, and I was dressed like this, like I normally do, and she's dressed like all hot and tight and cleavage and stuff like that. We went out to the ball game, and you know who we ran into there? My 3% brother Matt from Montrose, the guy I go and have beers with occasionally. Mm-hmm. He was there with his girl, Cute Tires. He calls her Cute Tires. And so I actually got to meet Cute Tires. He got to meet Nurse Chick, and it was a fun thing. Yeah, and
beautiful.
So we ended up sitting in the same section too, which was cool. But I posted a picture of it on Twitter, and this fucking douchebag on Twitter goes, "Oh, she's got tattoos. Alpha Widow confirmed."
Oh man.
And I said, and so I just replied to that, and I go, "Well, if she wasn't before, she is now, bro." But people get so in their head with the tattoos thing, and I think, and not to shit on any of these guys, but like Rich Cooper in his book, he's got a list of 20 red flags. He's got tattoos listed as red flags. I think people like Coach Greg Adams have a problem with tattoos, and a lot of it's just like, man, yeah, there are women that have tattoos and piercings, and they have daddy issues. That there's no dispute about that. But there's also women that have tattoos just because they like tattoos, and they have great personalities and stuff, and you'll never know if you don't fucking talk to them.
Yes, you'll never know. But you're telling me that your woman, your girlfriend, she's not a feminist?
No, she's the furthest thing from a feminist.
She's the furthest thing. There are women who have tattoos that are not feminists?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
My mind is exploding right now.
Yeah, no, Nurse Chick, honestly, she's probably the most traditionally minded woman of all time. She defers to my leadership. She when we're at restaurants, I'll order first a lot of times, and she just will have what I'm having. She won't even look at the menu. She's just like, whatever he's having, She can't do that right now because she's on a very strict diet because she's getting ready for her first competition of the year. So she's on this like, dude, bodybuilding is nuts, man. Like they have these like crash, they have this like bulk and cut like cycles. And she's on like her cut cycle, her major cut cycle before the competition.
She might be eating no carbs. Absolutely. Just drinking water.
Yeah. All she's eating right now is like egg whites, like chicken, and maybe some like asparagus. Right.
Oh.
Like that's it. And otherwise, like, she and I are both on keto as it is. So we don't eat a lot of carbs anyway, but like, that's it. And then her calorie count is really low. And I mean, she's looking really fucking good now. Her abs.
No, of course, but she feels like shit.
Probably, yeah. By the time the competition hits, it's like, because I went to one with her last year. I actually went to 2 of her competitions last year.
You showed the pictures.
Yeah, I went to the one in Arizona, and that was a really cool one because she was on this, like, at the very end there, she's just eating these like fish flakes. Right. And then the day before and the day of the competition, she's got to eat dry oatmeal.
Yes.
Because it like absorbs the moisture out of your body and stuff.
I think she couldn't even take a bath.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah. And then they spray tanned her down. And so she looked like a Jamaican chick. That was awesome. That was kind of hot.
You're making me horny.
Yeah. And then after the competition, get in frame, man. This is all going to be on TikTok.
Okay.
So like, frame.
See my pretty face, guys.
Yeah. So after the competition, I emailed a pro wrestler. There's a pro wrestler in out of Arizona. He goes by Navajo Warrior.
Oh, I think
Navajo,
you interviewed him
yeah,
once.
yeah. Navajo
Shout out to
Warriors.
him.
Yeah, he's also the head of something for WWE 2K games. And so I interviewed him, and so he and I, talk every once in a while. And I messaged him. I'm like, hey man, I'm down in Phoenix. Like, what's to do here? And he's like, oh, go to this restaurant. You want to go to this place? Like, he just like gave me all these recommendations. It was really cool. It's like, thank you, Navajo Warrior.
Shout out to Navajo Warrior,
for-
and shout out as well to
his real name is Steve Iceless. He's a really cool dude. He's a really cool dude.
Shout out as well to the Chilean Seabass. I don't know if you saw once in Raw, there appeared a wrestler called Roy Flash Gordon, because they made a World Cup Battle Royale. It was really weird segment. It wasn't. I think it was in 2018, and this guy was wearing a band that says Chile. He was presented as the Chilean Seabass. Even though here in Chile we don't have many black guys, he's black, by the way.
Okay.
I mean, this guy here in Chile exploded, man, exploded. And I reached out to him via social media, via Instagram, and he was such a nice guy, man. I think he was interviewed by Chilean media, wrestling media here in Chile.
Was he really? Okay. Yeah, a lot of these pro wrestlers are pretty cool. They're pretty cool guys. There's a guy, he's in New Japan right now. His name is Royce Isaacs. And Royce Isaacs is a part of Team Filthy in New Japan. Well, Royce Isaacs is from Denver, and he went to Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling School out here in Golden. And I took my kids out there for the first ever live pro wrestling event. We went out there and we got to meet Royce Isaacs. He and I got a picture of him like holding up my son, right? He's holding up my son, my daughter's in the picture and stuff, and they're just having a blast. And ever since then, I've been following him for a long time now. He was in NWA for a while, and now he's in New Japan. And most recently, because New Japan's got a deal with AEW, he was on AEW, and I was like, wow,
Forbidden Door.
This is because he was there for Forbidden Door, and I was like, this is amazing, dude. Like, I'm so proud of that dude.
Yeah, I bet that guy has at least one 5-star match by Metzer.
Oh, I'm sure. And Royce, it was it. So when I met him at Rocky Mountain Pro, I DM'd him on Instagram, and I was like, hey man, I appreciate you so much. Like my daughter wanted to autograph from one of the wrestlers that was in the back. And I was like, is there any way that you can send someone to the back to get this wrestler to come out to autograph my daughter's thing? And he's like, I don't know, man. Like, they're real busy back there. And I was like, I really appreciate it. He's like, yeah, hold on a second. And so he talked to somebody. They ran in the back and they got this guy to come out to autograph my daughter's stuff. And so I DM'd Royce on Instagram. I said, dude, you're such a stand-up guy. And I ran out of cash to buy your merch, but is there any way I could order a shirt from you? And he's like, yeah, dude, like, here, just, send me it on PayPal and I'll ship it to you and stuff. And so I sent it to him, and he was just like super cool, and since then, like, some of these pro wrestlers I met at independent shows, like, they still remember my kids from years ago. There's a chick named Marty Daniels out of Utah. She's like, if I comment on her picture, she's like, oh, tell your son Braden I said hi and stuff. And I'm like, that was like 8 years ago. How does she remember that? So yeah, some of these guys are pretty cool.
Awesome, man.
Getting back on track here. The first time you were on the podcast, I believe it was during the COVID lockdowns. I know that period of time was particularly hard for you. Lockdowns were pretty strict in Chile.
Well,
yeah.
Yes. Well, actually, spoiler alert, 2023, the government still hasn't, officially, Chile is still under a state of emergency. There are no official measures, but still is in state of emergency, 2023. Why? I have no idea.
Yeah,
the communists.
It's for COVID though. Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
But the lockdowns though, you had to deal with a lot of isolation, and that was pretty difficult for you mentally, right?
it's funny you ask. Recently, well, since 2022, measures started to relax, and then they lifted all the measures. Even though, well, as I told you, officially we are still on the state of emergency, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Um, and so well, you saw the pictures. We started training. We just focus on that because let's see what happens, man. Then I started training at a French gym downtown.
Yeah.
Uh, Between all of the friends of different gyms, we like colloquially, like between us, we say, "Hey, let's have a competition, a powerlifting competition," because why the hell no, right?
Right.
And so it used to be annually. I don't know if this year we're going to do it. So it was kind of funny because the guy organizing it was my friend. Well, he's my friend. Shout out to him. And he said, "Let's do a professional competition." So he hired, no joke, a woman who professionally competes as powerlifter. She was the judge. She tell us, okay, this is the way we count the repetition as valid. With this way is invalid. When 1 month we started practicing, the whole shebang, no.
Yeah.
Started practicing, and to me, I mean, I realized that, well, during COVID, I mean, I got used to not having too many people around. I realized as well that I'm not like a people person. I'm like Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar voluntarily moved to Saskatchewan, because he didn't want to be surrounded by people. I think more or less I'm the same, because in this gym that I'm training right now, they are really social. So, for
Hmm.
example, imagine that as soon as the competition ended, the owner of the gym, my friend, it was his birthday.
Hmm.
So the whole gym organized him a surprise birthday on Sunday. I think it was a Sunday. Surprise, so, and then, but after that, there was a couple of birthday as well. People celebrating their birth, and I was invited, but I got used to having the Saturdays only for me. So it was like, I mean, during those parties, I had an amazing time.
Hmm.
But after that, I mean, I was like really tired the
Yeah.
next day. But it was really interesting because I told you, off the record, but I told you right now as well. I started meditating every day, every single fucking day. Can I swear, by the way?
Oh yeah. Yeah. We're way into this, man. I usually try not
Okay,
to say anything bad the first 8 minutes of a show because YouTube will demonetize the show, but we're good now. Yeah.
okay, okay. Also, every day I started meditating. I don't get to go. Oh, will this meditation will work? I mean, you can find whatever meditation on YouTube for free, guided meditation, and it works like a charm because for my whole life, I mean, when I was 5, I was diagnosed. I'm gonna come clean here. Come clean. I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was 5.
Hmm.
It's a funny story. In the maybe other time, my mom could tell you. When I was diagnosed, so I never got treatment because remember it was the 90s. I mean, here in Latin America, no one gave a fuck. And even the doctor told my mother to take some pills. My mother said, "Fuck you" to the doctor, and I never got treated. So I recently started, as I told you, meditation. I started taking modafinil, and it
Is
was like
that is that is that ADHD medication?
I was well, I was googling,
Yeah.
and they gave you Ritalin and modafinil. Modafinil is a drug that is used in Silicon Valley to
Yeah.
get focus.
Oh, okay. It's
You
kind of like
know
oh man, what's that
the movie
medication?
Limitless.
No. There's a I'm trying to think of the medication that people take, like a lot of college people like abuse this, but it's ADHD medicine that helps you hyper
Oh,
focus. I can't think of it right now, but anyway,
Adderall.
yeah.
Adderall. Yeah.
Adderall, yeah. Is it like
Yeah.
Adderall?
No,
Okay.
well, I take 1/4 of a pill because it's so the first time I took half, I mean, I felt like, you know, really
Mhm.
accelerated, really like, but when I started with a quarter and then another quarter after training, and man, it was like a charm, man. I mean, to me, felt like a superpower because felt like I could be present. I've had it in the past. It's not when with ADHD. Some people may say it doesn't exist. Okay, you believe? I don't care. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression, whatever. So I felt like everything was important at the same time.
Mm.
And with this medication and meditation, you could focus on one thing at a time. You know, but and with that, I mean, I've been like, okay, advancing thing. I could get focused because I used to procrastinate a lot, and for example, start a thing and then abandon it at the halfway, abandoning it.
Mhm.
Right now, no. I mean, I'm really like really consistent on the things I'm doing. So in that way, I mean, I'm a work in progress right now.
Yeah.
So I'm
We
happy
all are.
for
We all are.
me.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you get in the work, because I mean, you have seen a lot of guys, maybe in your comment section, that want the result, but they don't want to put in the work. You
I see
know.
that honestly. The most I see that is in the 3% Brotherhood, the former 3% Man Group, um, and I see that in my Patreon.
Really?
Right? Yeah, Patreon's especially bad for this. And so's like with my law of attraction course. I'm assuming I don't. So I use Gumroad for my course, and I can't get analytics on this. But I've talked to MLD, John MLD, talked to MLD about this, and I've talked to Aaron Clary about this.
Mhm.
A lot of people will buy courses like that because just the sheer act of buying the course makes them feel like they did something, but they won't
Mm,
take the course, right? They won't actually watch the course. And then those that do watch the course, there's only like like maybe 2% of people will actually take action on what's taught to them in the course, right? Most
mm,
people, they'll buy a book and put it on their shelf and just feel good about themselves for having bought the
mm,
book. And
mm,
that's what I see. A lot of people just want they want a quick fix. They want a magic pill
mm.
that'll solve all their problems. They'll hire me as a coach, expecting just the fact that they have a coach now that they're going to magically get dates. It's like, motherfucker, you still have to go out there and talk to chicks.
I,
Like,
I, I
I'm not the one talking to the chicks for
yes,
you.
I remember Benny was talking about it,
Yeah.
about one potential client he had. Shout out to Benny.
Yeah. Benny's
Uh,
doing breakup coaching now. He's not doing date coaching anymore.
no, well,
But you
same
know what? Yeah.
old, in for a penny, in for a pound, right?
Benny's fucking
So
killing it. In fact, at the time of this interview, Benny's interview will drop probably the week before this. I just interviewed him again about his breakup coaching.
mm,
He's quit his job. He's doing this full time
yes,
now, and
I'm
he's got.
happy for him.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, and he's got 2 coaches under him. He's got like a sales booker, and he's got
Oh,
he's
amazing.
fucking making money hand over fist over
Amazing.
this. Yeah.
I remember I was talking to Benny, I think was last year, because he wanted me to run ads for him to get into the group, to the group he had. So I told him, man, why don't you use TikTok?
Mhm.
Because I had a friend of mine here well, he used to live, he moved out of this city.
Mhm.
My friend is ripped as fuck, his body is ripped. I was training with him. Shout out to him, Profe Juaco.
Yeah.
And he started posting his video on YouTube because he's really, I mean, he's really funny the way he explains things.
Yeah.
and man, his account exploded, man, exploded. I mean, it was like 1 week, like he had a 50k followers. And I told Benny, you should share your videos on TikTok because, well, Benny, he speaks really well,
Yeah.
he has a good tonality, he's a great storyteller. So, and then he started posting, I told him at least two times a day, take care. I mean, she started killing it there, man.
He's
So,
yeah, we talk about that in the interview, but he hired some coaches to help him get better on TikTok. And then he also hired a business coach to help him with his business.
mm,
And so yeah, so all of that together, I mean, he's got over 100,000 followers on TikTok now,
man, happy
and
for him.
his business is just blown up. Like
Yes.
he's for real. Like he's
Yeah,
he's the real deal.
he posted recently that he abandoned the rat race. So, I mean, oh man, I couldn't be happier, man.
Yeah.
Couldn't be happier, man.
Oh, same.
Yeah. What was the
Yeah.
question?
Oh, the question was, we're basically talking about how you were trying to unfuck yourself with
Oh,
meditation, and you went
I'm
on
fuck
monk mode for
myself.
a while, yeah. And
Yes.
then you were talking about ADHD, and this just proves that you have ADHD, and it's for real.
Yes. 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 And that's why I came across with one concept. I mean, I started practicing stoicism. Actually, a friend of mine gave me this book, Meditations by Marcus
Oh,
Aurelius.
yeah, it's on my
You
list.
know,
It's on my reading list. Yeah.
it's an amazing book. I mean, I haven't finished it yet. I mean, right now you can see it's in Spanish, so buy it, guys. Not sponsored. So
I mean,
yeah, I mean, it was a journey for me because I mean, I realized myself that I was attracting in the sense of women, bimbos. That's what I like
bimbos are
about
fun.
the.
Bimbos are fun.
Yeah, not for me, not for me,
Uh-huh.
because I mean, you may see people may really get surprised that oh, I might be good looking because might be. I mean,
You're a sexy
uh,
bastard, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I got distracted, man.
You're a
Anyways,
sexy bitch. You're a sexy bitch, yeah.
of course I am. So, but by the way, I speak English, Spanish, my mother tongue. I speak other languages like French or Portuguese a little bit. I always try to learn. I always try to improve myself. So I try to get mental stimulation, and
Mhm,
some bimbos can be attractive. I mean, nothing against them. They're
mhm.
just not for me.
Yeah.
So I'm preferring more smart women,
Mhm.
women who might not have a degree, might not be studying, but they have a like, for example, they have wit.
Yeah.
When I tease them, they respond me in a witty way,
Yeah.
So, for example, I was dating a chick because, well, and another thing I realized is that as soon as I turned 30, women look at you differently.
Mm.
You tell them I'm 30, they look at you differently in a good way, in a positive way. And
Mhm.
this is no joke. So I started dating one chick. She wasn't that younger than me, like 2 or 3 years. And she told me, oh, you're my sugar daddy,
Mm.
because I'm older. And I told her, but I'm not going to pay you.
Yeah.
And then she started crying because whatever, So I mean, that told me that, I mean, she's entitled. I mean, she is her emotions,
Mhm.
But to me, I don't like really insecure women in that area.
Mhm.
I was so to me it was like, I mean, tell me, as the coach Corey Wines tells us that you must open her up. Talk to me, please.
Yeah.
This, and
Don't leave
this.
anything
Let's go.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
What's
and
really bothering you? Yeah. Mhm.
but to me it was like, I felt like, you know. Then another day I had last year. I mean, that woman, she was even younger, like 5 or 6 years. She was smoking hot, man, smoking hot. Her body, man. And we were chatting, and I could realize that her self-esteem was non-existent. I mean, you can tell a woman have low self-esteem, is insecure, but in this case, self-esteem was not existent, you
Mhm.
know. And I mean, I saw in her an altered view of reality, and then I said, okay, I'm done with this. I'm done with this kind of women, bimbos, women who only have looks but they don't have brain, they don't have personality, and I look at myself because the only common factor of all these women is me, you know
Mhm. Yep.
so I had to look at myself. Why am I attracting this kind of women? Why I let this kind of women enter my life? Why I don't vet properly.
Did you ever make your list, your courting women list?
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, I think it's going to be a little hard to find the kind of woman I want because, well, first things first, I'm a teetotaler. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. My only drug is coffee and mate.
Mhm.
Um, so it's kind
Are
of
you straight edge? Are you straight edge like CM
no. I
Punk?
mean, I don't listen to the music.
Okay.
Straight edge, like CM
Yes.
Punk.
Yeah. I'm better
Uh,
than you. Yeah.
no, I mean, if people want to drink, just drink whatever. But what I don't like is cigarettes and weed. And it's really hard right now to find a woman who does not smoke because here,
Oh, is in Chile like
in,
it's pretty smoking's pretty prevalent there still?
yeah, weed, especially weed, is really prevalent.
Oh,
Really,
weed.
especially
Yeah.
this in my city. The city I live is in the border with Peru. So here is like the capital, basically, of traffic, of smuggling.
Yeah.
Here, every day until recently, enter every day Venezuelans were entering. Like it was their home.
Yeah.
Everyone in their lockdowns, but they were enter like a charm. Yeah, come to Chile. The
Mm.
government will give you everything, right?
Okay.
But so I mean, but let's see what happens, man. I mean, right now I'm enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying the this is as I told you before, this is like a roller coaster. I mean, in
Yeah.
the gym, uh, the, I mean, I'm enjoying the time in the gym. Selling courses. And my life is really different right now because, well, the coach says that you must date in the evening, but in my case, it's not going to be like that because, well, my dog is diabetic.
Mhm.
She has diabetes. She's old right now. So when it's 8 a.m. and 8 p.m., I have to inject her insulin.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I have to check her blood sugar every once in a while. If it's between the range,
Yeah.
set range. But so, for example, I cannot have dates in the evening, and dates that I have might be like 6 o'clock maybe, and I have to cut them short. You know,
That's
it is
good
what it
though.
is.
Dr. Glover teaches that in dating essentials for men that you really should have like keep first dates as a chemistry test anyway,
Mm,
and then have a time constraint. Be the one to end the date soon because of, hey, I got to get going because it leaves
mm,
them wanting more anyway. So that
mm.
that's good. It's actually good.
No, I mean, for example, I mean, I shouldn't, but some women I explain them, hey, we have to meet up this early because my dog is diabetic. Some women they say, oh, but I want to have fun, this, that, or the other. But take care.
Yeah.
Wish you the
Yeah.
best.
This is your
Yeah.
life. They're joining your life, not the other way around. So
Mm, it is what it is, man. But to me, it's like, I mean, as I told you, I had to look at myself
mhm.
because it's easy to, for me and for all the men who are listening to this, it's easy for me and for men to criticize women, because they're not responsible or whatever, But what about you?
Mhm.
You know, I've heard in the Latin American communities of men crazy stories about women they are dating, and in my mind it's like, first, how come? Why do you let her do you this?
Yeah.
Why? Why do you let yourself? How little self-respect for you have? Come
Yeah,
on.
man, it's yeah, I think it's a worldwide problem though, like guys are
Mm,
just like they allow themselves
mm,
to fall into servitude of women just because they think
yes.
that's how they're going to get laid. And that's
This
the
is
that's the emasculation paradox,
mm,
you
that's
know.
a short-term solution.
It is, yeah. It
It
might
could
get you
be.
laid in the short term, but in the long term, they're going to lose attraction for you if you do that because
Mm,
you're not being a man.
mm,
It's true. Hey, we're at an hour here. I got two questions for you. One,
yes.
are you still doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu? Or
Oh,
did
it's
you give
been
up
a
that and go into powerlifting?
it's been a while that I
Okay.
haven't trained. But I want to go back. But I have to get my shit together in some areas, because as I started a business, sometimes you make money, sometimes you don't make money,
Right, right.
you know. So let's make some changes in my life here and there, make take care, of course, of my dog. But I want to come back. I mean, my body is asking for violence, man.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you better get back into it because if you want a fucking shot at this title, if you want a shot at this fucking title, you better fucking train, okay? So, Jose, it's been fun catching up with you, Cabron. Where can people find you online?
Oh man, well, here is my name. Jose Sfeir is JoseSfeir. For people who speak Spanish, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm more active on there. And I have a podcast. It's called 1% Mejor. For those who speak Spanish, it means 1% better. It's been a while I haven't posted, but you can follow my journey. I wake up almost every day at 5 a.m. o'clock, just to hit the gym at 6:30. And actually, in the gym, I'm like the Undertaker, the hardest worker, because people look up to me. A friend of mine tells me that, oh, he has a situation because with his business, he said, "What will Jose do?" I mean, to me, it's
Yeah.
really humbling.
Jose's the locker room leader.
Apparently, I'm
Yeah.
the I'm the judge, the jury, and executioner.
Hey, how much do you deadlift nowadays?
My record in one repetition
Yeah.
is 440 deadlift.
440. Wow.
Yeah, 200 kilograms.
If you guys like saw Jose, just a standard picture of Jose, you wouldn't necessarily think that he's deadlifting 440 pounds.
I'm 5'5", guys.
But he's got and this is no fucking joke. If you go on like you have it on TikTok,
Yes.
he's got these deadlift videos on TikTok, and he'll occasionally tag me in them or whatever. And I'm just like, holy fuck, Jose, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, man, I'm strong as fuck, man. I think this is one of the beneficials of short people, that we can get.
You're
No,
lower to
this
the
is no
ground, so you
joke.
don't have to lift it as high.
No, yeah. I mean, when you're shorter, and this is no joke.
Yeah.
When you're shorter, you can is most more likely that you can get stronger.
Mm,
Not leaner, but stronger. I for example, I bench 240 one rep,
okay.
and squat. I have to do the calculations. Maybe 380, maybe. You know, this is on pounds. I use kilograms here. But back to
Mhm.
the point, you can find me on Instagram and on TikTok, Jose Sfeir, JoseSfeir. Of
All right.
course, they know me as the tribal chief. acknowledge me.
The tribal chief of spoilers. That's right. Jose, thank you so much, man. I'll link to your social media in the description. Jose, thanks again for joining me, man. You know you're welcome back anytime. It was good catching up with you. I think is this the third time you've been on the podcast? I think it's the third time. Yeah, it's the third time because the second time you were on, we talked about MJ DeMarco's book. Yeah, that's right. Anyways, good time. It's always good to catch up with you, man. You're a funny guy. Yeah. I like my wrestling friends, you know, like they get me. You guys get me. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I have for this episode. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit those notifications if you haven't done so already. Sound off in the comments, your favorite emoji. Doesn't really matter. Get on, follow me on social media. The links are in the description. Get on the email list.comeonmanpod.com. Get your PDF with 20 free dating app openers that are guaranteed to capture her attention to the first 7 words. And also, I'll send you some free stickers as well. Check out the Practical Law of Attraction course, loa.comeonmanpod.com. And finally, get on the Patreon, patreon.com/comeonmanpod. You can join for as little as $10. Tier 1 has a free trial available too. So next month at the happy hour hangout, the next happy hour hangout, if you just want to see what it's like, join the Patreon, free trial, show up. If you don't like it, cancel, no problem, right? If you like it, stay involved, right? It's only $10. It's only $10, and it's a great outlet for our mental health. So check that out. Otherwise, I will see you Wednesday for the live stream.
This has been the Come On Man podcast. New full episodes served hot every Monday morning on your favorite podcast platform of choice. So subscribe now. Follow Paul on social media. The links are in the description. Now, go out and get it.